58. Yes, on this very rainy day, welcome to the Free.volous webisodes. Today I'm going to talk to you about several products that I haven't heard anyone basically talk about and that I think are worth mentioning. They're all from Cover FX, which is a well-known brand. Unfortunately, here in Portugal, you can only buy them online, but they are widely available online, which is really nice. But Cover FX is cruelty-free and has 30 plus shades of their base products for you to choose from. So this should be the standard. This shouldn't be mentioned as something out of the ordinary, but unfortunately it still is. So I'm mentioning that. But yes, this is Cover FX in a nutshell. A long time ago, I was really enjoying the custom cover drops. Everybody was raving about them, and I thought I really liked them, and I even included them in a favorites video. But after a while, I realized those weren't for me. They were just enhancing my texture. And this comes to the point where I want to start talking about the product. So I'm going to stop and let you know what the products are. The first one is the Cover FX Total Cover Cream Foundation. And you may say cream foundations are so 90s, but yes, the 90s are back. And other than that, I have other reasons for it. Wait for it. The second product are the cover sticks. And these, if you want portability, I mean, this works as a concealer, foundation, and it's this size. You can buy different colors and contour bronze. And the last product is the mineral, pressed mineral foundation, which is basically a pressed powder. And here it is. It's a powder. When it comes especially to the cream foundation, which I think would be the thing that will look or seem to you a bit stranger in this day and age, I just have to say that for people with textured skin like I have, there are some days in which you cannot use the top of the line, those silicone fluidy foundations that are extremely lightweight and look really natural and radiant and have high coverage and high pigment, but they are very fluid. Because after a few hours, they start sitting on top of your skin weirdly. They start to emphasize the texture on your skin. And it's not the pores exactly, it's as if your skin looks drier and pruny. Yeah, raisiny, more like. So yes, those foundations, I have days in which they look amazing on me, and I have days in which I have to remove them off of my face. Aside from being sort of slightly sensitive to silicones, there's the extra problem. But products that have a bit of elasticity to them, like I've mentioned on my No Makeup for textured skin with the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation, which is more of a creamy, classic creamy formula, and this Total Cover Foundation. These are more creamy, again, creamy, it's in the name, cream foundation. And these sort of create sort of a layer on your skin that feels soft and looks even and less textured. And as the day goes by, yes, it may rub off a little if you haven't set it with a powder or if you haven't applied a setting spray, but as the day goes by, you don't lose that kind of smooth look to your face. You know, it fades with some dignity and it doesn't sink in, making you look raisiny. Raisiny, the word of the year. Regarding this product, that's why I like it. I had some difficulties in finding the best application method for me, but I'll let you know about everything in the application section of the video. When it comes to these are phenomenal, and I love the cover sticks. They even come with this kind of tube. You can buy this separately, and if you take the lids off, you can carry two like this in your bag. The problem with that is because they don't have the lids, if they are very moving around a lot in your bag, you can end up with the product itself coming off. It has happened to me, and breaking out of the bullet where it's inserted. So I prefer to carry these like this, and to be honest, dinky little fellas. I have the smallest hands on earth. So yes, this is really dinky. Let me give you something to compare it to. I told you it was dinky. Yeah. And these are phenomenal. You can use them a bit sheared out like a stick foundation, or you can use them a bit more densely and use it as a concealer. I never hear anybody talk about these, but these work beautifully. Again, the shade range is amazing. They also have corrector colors and they have highlighters, I think, but I've only bought these. And you can use darker, cooler shades for contouring and darker, warmer shades for bronzing. Really shade out again. And these work beautifully applied with your fingers, fuss-free, so quick and easy. The powder, I really like this powder. I don't think it is life-changing, but because I was using these products, I decided to go with, again, the Cover FX powder. It was only natural, right? And I really like it. It's a pressed powder. This is not the softest, butteriest powder, but when it comes to performance, this really does perform. Again, this is meant to be a powder foundation, but this doesn't have the biggest amount of coverage to it, a bit like the Total Cover, which is sort of medium-high coverage, not total coverage foundation. This doesn't deliver a huge amount of foundation, but again, you can build it up. Foundation coverage. Oh, you can build it up, and it takes a while for it to look cakey and powdery on your face. You know what I mean? So you can play with it a bit before it starts to get really nasty in a way. When it comes to longevity, these are cream products. These are not going to lock into your skin like those new generation formulas are doing and lasting for 18 hours or whatever. I mean, on me, nothing lasts for 10 hours. But anyway, but these fade with dignity, so they don't look weird. And yes, they may crease a bit if you don't powder them, but you can always go back in and touch them down with just the patting of your fingers. You can powder them down and lose a bit of that sheen to the skin, but at the same time gaining a little bit of longevity. So overall, amazing, really, really good products. And I would really invite you to give them a look, because everybody talks about Hourglass. These are 15 euros each. The Hourglass stick foundation, which I love, these perform really similarly. They're a bit less long lasting. That's just an example. And this cream foundation, it makes your skin look absolutely beautiful. And despite saying Total Cover, I feel like it looks less heavy than many foundations that I have. I know that there are plenty of formulas on the go. I'm still loving for topping up. I still have my pout case. I've bought my correct foundation shade, and I bought a couple of more lipsticks and all that. I love this for top up on the go, but actually when I have a bit more time and I have to go from day to night, these are the ones I go for, and these are the ones I keep in my makeup bag with me in my purse. So yeah, that's saying a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's roll the footage because I ramble too effing much. So here it is, my skin without anything on it. You can see sort of how it looks. I have several breakouts on this area and then my hyperpigmentation, and I always have some texture, so it looks like there's nothing there, but when you apply foundation there's something there. First thing, this is not full coverage. In case you're wondering, it says Total Cover, but it's not total. Second thing, I had to go through a process until I found out the best way to make this work for me. So this comes with a sponge applicator, which I did not like right off the bat. I tried with a brush, both a flat and one like this, a very dense brush, and applying it, it wasn't sort of, it can give you a very thin coverage, as you can see, I hope, but it feels like it's taking a lot of product out but not applying a lot, and I was a bit underwhelmed with that application process, and then I decided to try out with a sponge. And the sponge, what happens is you don't get a lot. And with the Real Technique sponge, it looks a bit better, and it takes in some product right off the bat. But with the Beauty Blender, it's too porous, and so it doesn't look as good. So if you are weirded out by the method that I prefer, you will probably like to use a denser sponge like the Real Techniques. But my favorite method of application, even because if you apply product directly to the sponge, it will stain the sponge a lot more easily. So I don't like to stain my sponges. I don't know why, just don't ask. As I was saying, my favorite method of application is one of these cushion air puffs, the applicating sponges that I love when applying cushion products. And if you can see, it picks up quite a bit of product and then it doesn't absorb it, so you can press it onto the skin really easily. And of course I wash this very frequently. I've just taken this from another cushion product that I don't like, and it's Estee Lauder, FYI. But and I use this on this one, and I really love air puffs for any kind of foundation application. I think it's less porous, so it just applies the product onto the skin, but it's not like the silly sponge that just, it doesn't distribute the product, just stays there. And this makes this effect, and I really like how it looks. So yeah, you have the three ways, but my favorite is this one. And I'm just going to press it on the skin, and it takes down all the redness, and I hope you can see my hyperpigmentation is basically concealed. The redness around my mouth and nose, and of course I have these here that are almost impossible to cover without a bit more effort. But overall, my redness and hyperpigmentation are gone, and it's not sticking to texture on my skin, which is my main concern. Although I take good care of my skin, there's always some texture. So yeah, taking what's left on my nose, and I even bring it up to my eyes. So there you go, one even layer on my face, and it looks like this. And up close, and I will show you in a minute, it just looks really smooth. It doesn't look makeup-y. I think because it doesn't have that sort of more powdery pigment that many foundations do nowadays, it just looks really smooth on the skin because it's a cream, and it gives a bit of a glow also to the face. If you don't powder it, of course this is a cream product, so it will not set, so it's better to powder it. But if you want to leave areas like the tops of the cheekbones without any powder, I think it would look great. So the next thing I do is taking a bit more with my finger. Oh, and I tried to apply this with my finger, but again it feels like the fingers would be just messing around with the product instead of pressing it into the skin. So it works for smaller areas, but it doesn't work for the full face. It would take a long time. So this is a full face. This is my whole face done with just the full cover, yeah, total cover cream foundation. Let me zoom you in. It's not enhancing my texture. It can sort of crease on the sides of my mouth, but everything creases there. But other than that, it looks quite nice. And I know the light is creating a weird shadow on my neck, but it does match my skin, I promise. So now for the second product, I'd like to show you the click sticks. No, cover clicks. That's the word. So these are the cover clicks, and these are teeny tiny. They are great to bring with you on the go, and these can be used as concealer and foundation, as any concealer, but they give you quite a nice amount of product. This has been very loved for several months, and you can see I still have a lot because this gives you a lot of coverage. So what I do, I take it with my finger and I apply it on the areas where I need the coverage. So in this case, under my eyes, I'm using one that is slightly lighter than my skin tone on this area. And again, this is a cream stick, so it looks really beautiful on the skin. It melts right away, but it adds coverage. I hope you can see that on camera. And again, I'm going to take another color. This is G50. This is the first one I bought, so it's a lot shorter. And I'm going to use it on my blemish here. I hope you can see how it has concealed. I don't think I have anything else that I wish to conceal. Oh, there's always these ones under my jaw and I cannot see at first. This is what I do on the go to conceal my blemishes. And I have two colors because I'm extra, but you can have just one. But yeah, I'm going to do an up close of my blemishes and under eye circles because yay! Now, like any cream product, you are better off powdering it. So yeah, that's what I will do, but I will leave again this top area here of my cheekbones without anything, and I will leave the under eye area also alone. Some people would love baking it. My under eye area doesn't deal well with that. It just starts to look really dry and crepey, and for that I prefer to have this slightly creamy throughout the day and being able to tap it again back into place than to have it locked in with powder and looking crackly and dry, you know. But it comes up to personal preference. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a bit of powder. As you can see, just on a side note, the colors don't actually, these are both the same color code, but they don't match. But actually this has a lot of green undertones, which I like, because most foundations that are warm are not olive undertoned, especially on the lighter end of things. And I like that this has a bit of green to it. And I'm just going to set the sides of my nose on this area here, and then the areas where I've applied the concealer, which is basically my blemishes. Like any powder, this can bring back a bit of texture to your skin, but what I like to do is to then apply a setting spray. On the go I don't do this, but if I'm home before I leave the house I do that, and it sort of brings down the sort of more textury feel or look of the products. So here we go. This is D-Slick by Urban Decay. On its last legs, I already have a refill. If you are a dryer, you can use something very heavy in glycerin like MAC Fix Plus or the Too Faced spray. I always carry that one in my bag. And there you go. This is my face with powder, all Cover FX products. You know I don't have perfect skin. I'm not afraid to show you my flaws just so that you can see up close all the problems. But the texture on my skin is really even. My skin looks pretty natural. It doesn't look caked up with foundation, which I really appreciate. And yeah, I really enjoy these products. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. In, I don't know, 20 minutes, the weather has gone from sunny to rainy, so the lighting in this video is going to be something extra. And my makeup has gone vampy, basically, but I'm really enjoying this look. What do you think? What do you think? I hope I have shown you a couple of things that I don't think anybody is talking about, and I don't know why. And these are some of my sort of staples on my travel bag or on my everyday bag that I take with me, and I thought they deserved a mention. If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave me a thumbs up down below. Share this video with people you find may like this kind of content and may be interested in this specific video or others. Don't forget to leave me in the comments down below any sort of mentions to products that nobody talks about but that you love. Let us all share the little secrets and let us know why you love them so much. Other than that, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I would be so grateful. Thank you for being there. Thank you for spending your time on me. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye.